When they get caught up in something they're really passionate about and have the biggest smile on their face. Absolutely warms my heart. You should come watch me play games on my PC, then laughing face when they show me something they find funny and they get that cute grin on their face when they genuinely laugh or smile at one of my jokes. My partner has this habit of gently squeezing objects around him while he's asleep. Sometimes when I'm waking up in the morning and he's still asleep, I feel him grab a random, non-sexual part of my body and just squeeze it a little. Like he'll grab my knee or my elbow and honk it a couple times like a horn. It's the cutest thing ever. Smiley face. I call them his squeezies. My best friend and I are huge Star Wars fans. Before we became a couple, he made me a little Darth Vader out of some old fabric and staples. And the look in his eyes and the huge grin when he saw how much I loved it was the purest, most adorable thing in the world. I just smiled at him stupidly for like 5 minutes. I'm a dude who has a few tattoos. One of my really good friends was a tattoo artist I met while I was stationed in Colorado named Alex. Alex was a real tall, bulky dude covered in tattoos. His neck was all tatted up. He was from Vegas originally. We first met, we talked drugs, gangs, shenanigans that we'd done in our younger years, and guns. He came across as a real tough dude who'd been through a lot of shit in this life. When he was tattooing my right arm, I looked closely at his neck tattoos and they were all 3 of his daughters. He drove a minivan, and had a curfew that he'd set himself because he had to be in every night to tuck his daughters in. He took them to all of their events, was very involved in everything they did, and totally was the opposite of the first impression I had whenever I first met him. We wound up being really good friends, and years later, I'd left Colorado, but after I'd battled through my heroin and other drugs addiction, he was the first to reach out and offer help. I'm not very religious, but he sent me and my daughter our own Bibles with our names on them. He took a lot of time to reach out and ask how things were going, and just really in general a great dude. I loved the way he treated his daughters, and I've always respected the hell out of him when they are super excited and want to show you something. So they just keep repeating, wait, or something, and then get super giggly and shit when it finally happens, or when they compare hand sizes. Somehow it's so endearing for someone to put their hand to mine and go, tiny. Literally it melts my heart. When they feel awkward to laugh out loud at something, so they try to cover up their laugh the best they can. Whenever they forget to cover their laugh, those are the most golden moments. Also, rolled up sleeves make men 10,000% cuter. For the men in my life at least. When they find out you're having a bad day, they instantly know what to do, depending on the person they are. Example: getting dumped from a 2-year relationship, best friends get off their asses and call you telling you that you deserve better and that that person was an idiot for breaking up with you. Come over to your house with new fluffy blankets and stuffed animals and watch your favorite YouTubers, movies, and play your favorite games until you fall asleep and forget about them. Brothers give you their best hoodies, and play online games with each other until you forget about them. Dad goes out and buys you a new big fluffy stuffed animal. He tells you to invite whatever friends you want over and that he's going out with everyone else in the house. Also allowed to watch anything you want and eat ice cream for dinner, roll eyes while smiling. Killer. I love when guys are playing video games and they move with the game like they are trying to get out of the way of someone shooting at them in COD, and they physically move their upper half to the right or left. I never thought that was considered cute by some people. My husband's and my battle stations are next to each other. And sometimes when he's really into his game, I catch myself just watching him be all cute. And then I die, because I got attacked by something and wasn't watching my own game. I do the same thing. I end up watching his screen, him, and look back at mine and I'm dead. When they fancy you and are really nervous and gittery. Haha. When my husband leaps in front of me to try to get the door for me, I always feel awkward with this one. Especially when I get the car door. Sometimes I feel like the person I'm with might take offense to me hastily trying to make my way to get to the door first. Glad to know that it's appreciated by some. My husband is from the South initially, and it's one of old-school chivalry lessons his mom taught him. I don't believe in women being meek or any of the male-dominant BS from the Bible Belt. But I always thought it was cute the way he did it. He's also super helpful towards his mom, sisters and I. His mom taught him to do dishes, and he always asks what else he can help with around the house if it looks like I'm busy. My dad told me once, look at how a man treats his mother and sisters when you're dating him. It can be a good indicator of how he'll treat you. And I think that's pretty spot on.